And this weekend, the Kent House is hosting their Enslaved Peoples Tour at night. This tour will take visitors through the Kent House, lit by candles, and show the true stories of the enslaved people that lived there and built the home. Michael Wynn is a historian at the Kent House, says that the Enslaved Peoples Tour is only hosted in February in honor of Black History Month. He says that there is something for everybody to learn about at this tour.
This is a tour that tells the truth about the hard lives that the enslaved people lived at before the Civil War, how their lives were at Kent House. Everybody needs to better understand how the lives were of the enslaved people, of our African American community, because if we want respect ourselves, we need to show respect to everybody. And we all need to be inclusive and come together and learn about each other. I hope everybody considers it to learn the true world of the enslaved people.
Wynn says if you are interested in taking the tour, call the Kent House to buy your tickets. The night tour is Saturday, February 15th, and it starts at 6 p.m.